In a bid to end the ongoing stalemate, Chief Justice Sholendra Shamsher has called on agitating law practitioners for dialogue, saying that the judiciary has always adhered to rule of law. However, the umbrella organization of advocates, Nepal Bar Association, has rebuffed the appeal of the Chief Justice and added that the resignation is the bottom line for negotiation. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court justices are divided on the issue. The raging controversy witnessed in the judiciary since October thus is unlikely to end in the near future. Good morning, I am Bipashna Tamang and these are the headlines of the hour. Chief Justice Rana calls agitating law practitioners for dialogue. The Nepal Bar Association rejects the call, justices divided. Corruption watchdog CIAA releases a report highlighting rising corruption at the local levels. Province 2 receives the highest number of complaints of corruption. The United States condemns Russia for conducting a dangerous and irresponsible missile test, saying it endangers the crew aboard the International Space Station. And England and Switzerland secure qualifications for the 2022 World Cup. England thrashed San Marino 10-0, Switzerland blanked Bulgaria 4-0 and Northern Ireland held Italy to a goalless draw. There has been division among Supreme Court justices who have been boycotting the benches, demanding for the resignation of Chief Justice Sholendra Shamsher. 5 justices, Tej Bahadur Kesi, Pam Kumar Shrestha, Kumar Regmi, Manoj Kumar Sharma and Kumar Chudal, who had initially made common voice along with other justices seeking for the resignation of the Chief Justice, have now hinted of returning to regular work, saying inconclusive meetings cannot find a way out of the current deadlock. 5 justices who had remained absent in the meeting with officials of the Nepal Bar Association yesterday afternoon informed that they would take part in only the full court meeting of the Apex Court. Meanwhile, officials of Nepal Bar Association and Supreme Court Bar Association held a meeting yesterday with other justices regarding the course of action to be taken in the coming days. During the meeting, representatives from the umbrella organization of law practitioners raised several issues, including the implementation of the report submitted by Justice Hare Krishna Karki, dispute reported in several writs, and seeking a share in the cabinet, and sought for the resignation of the Chief Justice. Even as justices agreed on the views of the Nepal Bar Association representatives, they opined of giving passage to end the current stalemate seen in the judiciary. Chief Justice Sholendra Shamsher has called protesting law practitioners for dialogue to end the ongoing stalemate seen in the judiciary. Chief Justice Rana urged the agitating Nepal Bar Association and other law practitioners who have been boycotting benches and demanding for his resignation to come for dialogue to pave way to end the current deadlock. Supreme Court spokesperson Baburam Dahal read out the 2-page statement issued by the Chief Justice yesterday afternoon. Meanwhile, the Nepal Bar Association has said that it would not sit for dialogue with the Chief Justice, saying that the resignation of CJ Rana is the bottom line for negotiation. Meanwhile, the former Judges Forum has turned the call from Chief Justice Sholendra Shamsher for dialogue as an attempt to cover irregularities and corruption seen in the judiciary. Issuing a press statement yesterday afternoon, the forum mentioned that the call from the Chief Justice is against the interest of the judiciary. Speaking at a program organized in the capital yesterday afternoon, former judges insisted the Chief Justice to resign from the post to safeguard the judiciary. The forum also claimed that there are many bases to register an impeachment motion against the Chief Justice. The Commission for the Investigation of Abuse of Authority, CIAA, has released a report highlighting rising corruption at the local levels. Based on the authority's 31st annual report, Province 2 has received the highest number of complaints of corruption. Out of 22,625 cases of corruption filed, 7,625 are from the local levels, majority of which are against local level officials, local representatives and school staff. 24% of the total cases are in Province 2. The report has also revealed that the authority had sent big cases to pending without investigation. This includes 264 complaints out of 488 sent to pending. The authority filed cases for 114 complaints. The authority conducted investigations in 14,532 complaints, while 8,093 are waiting investigation. 17 houses caught on fire in Mugu's headquarters, Gumgadi, last night. Deputy Superintendent of Police Chitra Bhattrai informed that the fire, which started at around midnight, still hasn't come under complete control. Security personnel and local residents are still making efforts to put out the fire. According to the police, the fire broke out from local resident Khile Tamang's house. The details of the damages caused by the fire are yet to come in. In our Public Voice segment, we had asked the locals in several districts whether they have felt the state was rightly working for the welfare of the countrymen and if the taxes collected from the public were used well. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
Public Voice.
बढी विकास भइरहेको छ
पहुँच पुग्नेहरुले मात्रै त्यो सुविधाहरु पाइरहेछ संविधानमा जो उल्लेख भएको छ त्यो चाहिँ हामीले पाए जस्तो अनुभूति हुन्छ
पेट्रोल त्यस्तै छ डिजेल त्यस्तै छ
नेपालको कानुन दैवले जानुन जस्तै भएको छ
शान्ति सुरक्षाको व्यवस्था पनि राम्रोसँग भएको छैन
भ्रष्ट मान्छेहरुकै तपाईको खल्तीमा चाहिँ सदुपयोग भएको छ यो चाहिँ
नेताको आशेपाशे पाल्नमै यो कर चाहिँ के भन्दाखेरि जनताको ठिक्क भएको छ हेर्नुस्
Time now for our segment Public Polls, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Polls.
And here's the question: why has the permanent recruitment process of teachers of grades 11 and 12 not started even after 30 years of operation? Your options: option A, government's ignorance; option B, lack of pressure from teachers; and option C, requirement not felt. The voting is on. Type any WS. Select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. And let's move on to sports news.
Sports news.
England hit double figures for the first time since 1964 as they secured qualification for the 2022 World Cup in Qatar, thrashing host San Marino 10-0 in the Group I match played last night. Harry Kane also racked up the records by scoring 4 goals in the first half to go level with Gary Lineker on 48 England goals, additionally setting a new high of 13 for his country in a calendar year. Kane now stands just 5 behind record holder Wayne Rooney's tally of 53. Kane also became only the 4th player to score a hat-trick in consecutive England games after Vivian Woodward, Dixie Dean and Tommy Taylor, and the first to score 4 since Ian Wright, also against San Marino in 1993. England scored 10 goals for the first time since they defeated USA 10-0 in New York City in May 1964, and the first time ever in a competitive fixture. In a Group C match of the Europe World Cup qualifiers played last night, Switzerland blanked Bulgaria 4-0 to book a place in the 2022 World Cup. Likewise, in another Group C match, Northern Ireland held European champions Italy to a goalless draw. Switzerland have climbed to the top of the Group C points table with 18 points from 8 matches, while Italy are second in the group with 16 points from 8 matches. And that's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.